skill-wise, he's probably the best on the team.
Am I what?
Debatable. I'm the best tank on the team.
I literally diffed you today.
No, you didn't.
I quite literally did. I have footage.
Wait, were you recording?
Hmm.
Oh, I kind of want to see that.
Yeah, it's just gonna be Carl getting diffed.
Not actually. I was
Oh,
recording.
no.
I was recording
T-
too.
I mean, to be fair, though, Carl, you did kind of get dipped that match.
What do you mean? On what match? Our first one?
Literally all of them.
It was
We only
pushed.
played like
it
one
was
game
it was the
against
Toronto
each
map.
other.
Are you guys the same like DPS or like you two, or are you guys different? Tanks or
I play
He
tank.
plays every role in the
Yeah,
game.
he does play every role. Really,
I play
really
support.
Well.
He plays tank. Even though I'm wearing a tank shirt right now, don't ask.
Yeah, we got those when we thought we do.
Yeah, when we thought we knew what we were doing.
What is mine?
absolutely.
Mine says support. Mine
Yours
says
is Zenyatta. Yeah, yours is Zen.
I haven't touched. I mean, Overwatch 2 doesn't
And
count,
yet-
but I haven't touched Zenyatta.
I still never got to play ball in the league.
Arlie?
I think I got to play ball once. So,
Yeah,
like,
because you were
contest
mostly a
point-
diva.
Contest point, yeah. I was a diva OTB.
Oh
on my
yeah,
team.
because that's when we had 2 tanks.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, welcome to Flashbangs.
It's wonderful. But
2 tanks
we
though.
look beautiful.
Speaking of 2 tanks, fucking 1 tank. How's everyone feeling about that?
Garbage. No, I actually like 5v5.
I enjoy it.
I have mixed opinions.
Mark, how do you
honestly.
feel?
Yeah, Mark.
How do you feel?
Mark, as an outsider, how do you feel about 5v5 in Overwatch rather than 6v6?
No one can hear him.
terrible idea.
He said terrible
He
idea.
said a terrible idea.
2 less players, so it's not good.
2 less. Is that how math works?
You said 5v5, right?
Yeah, rather than 6v6. Yeah. That's how math works.
Yeah, 2 less
That
players.
is
Nope.
exactly
Yes.
how math works.
Not grape juice.
Yeah, it is
We need
2
to-
less
we need
players.
to
'cause
start
it's
false
10,
promoting
12
this.
minus 10.
This is my wine. You 2 have grape juice.
Yeah.
It's the house special, you know. Here,
The
I'll,
house
pull,
of-
I'll pull up the bottle. Here you go.
Yeah,
There.
but just put it in the frame just so. Well, I mean,
One time, so I was like,
All right.
I couldn't remember.
Sponsored by Welch's. And
Please.
Abby, get in here.
this podcast is an absolute juicer. Sponsored by Welch's.
I get it.
Welch's?
Juicer.
Oh. Speaking of juicers, though, were you watching Mr. Cow at all?
No,
Not at all?
no, not at all.
Neither one of you were watching Mr. Cow?
I AFK'd super and went to work.
That's fair enough.
Yeah,
He had to
I
work.
AFK'd
And then I got
Needle
home
then
and
wrote a
watched him
paper.
stream.
You know, I should have thought this. The ball
But-
OTP watches the ball OTP.
But he wasn't playing ball. He was playing Arisa.
He was playing
The
a
whole
lot of
time.
Arisa,
Yeah.
to be honest with you. I was
He
also
is very
watching
good.
it.
That is because Arisa is just better.
It's so
Get over
Arisa
here.
is just too fun.
We love our live studio audience.
Well, I think before anything else gets started, we have. It's here. Overwatch 2 is here.
It
ladies
is
and
here,
gentlemen.
boys.
Did you say a tear?
It's
A
he-
cheers?
It is here, so we must cheer.
Bonk.
Clink, clink,
Clink.
clink me Shane, clink me Shane.
This is weird.
Let's go.
I don't like this.
You don't like this?
I don't like Overwatch 2.
Let's be honest here. You like Overwatch
Oh, that's
too.
good.
I'm telling you, it's slightly better than Overwatch 1, but that doesn't make it a good game.
I enjoy it, but also I think the main reason why I enjoy it is my role hasn't changed at all. Like I'm still playing the same frog
Rest-
hero that I've been
rest
playing
in
for the
peace, support
past year and a
players.
half, 2 years.
Yeah, rest in peace support. They got nothing.
Like at all.
The Funky Frogman.
I mean, to be fair though, the fact that we got nothing and they remove stuns just makes Lucio
backbone is
10 times more
Abs-
fun.
It's the same thing with ball. And
Yeah,
Tracer.
it's just like-
any person who you would queue up in Overwatch 1 and just instantly die anytime you would to go in the back line, you can just play now in Overwatch 2 and just get away with anything. It's beautiful.
How do we feel about no stuns?
I love it.
I love it.
I've
It's
been playing
amazing.
Genji.
As a Lucio player, it is
Genji's God
amazing.
tier.
Ball is unkillable. I think I've
So
ended a game with
realistically, we all just realized our one tricks.
0 hits. Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Ball. Well, you two already know, but I'm now a Genji player.
Welcome to the One Trick Squad. How does it feel?
I hate it.
Dope.
I like variety.
Is that why you play every role?
Yes. I'm also just that good.
I don't think
Yeah,
I'm a
we can't all
one-trick.
be that good.
I don't think I'm a one trick.
You don't think you're one trick?
No.
You quite literally insta-lock ball every chance you get.
I mean, I guess. But Arisa is a lock now, too.
Dude, Orisa. Oh my god. Those changes. Because that, like, javelin she has is
The reason I'm not a one trick.
not only satisfying to hit, but when you get hit by, that shit honestly feels like
It
hurts.
scares you, dude. It's
It
immersive.
hurts.
It's like that
It hurts.
3D shit that comes through the screen. It's crazy.
It hurts. It's weird.
And then on top of that javelin, she also has that what is it called? The spinning.
The DM
Yeah, what-
defense matrix.
it's
thing.
like a DM,
Yeah.
but she also gains like frontward movement speed and
It's the umbrella.
The helicopter.
the umbrella. Is that
The
what we're calling it?
helicopter.
The
Well, the
helicopter.
helicopter's the alt.
The helicopter is
Yeah,
definitely all
okay.
because she holds it above her head. But
yeah, the umbrella. You just push people away with it.
Yeah, that's pretty
Shoot,
cool.
They really did just make her the penguin.
Yeah, I guess so.
yeah.
Gave her 2 umbrella abilities.
Oh my gosh, dude. I'm kind of in shock
It is
that it's here.
a good game. I will give it that. Will I give it long term? Maybe not.
Yeah, how long do you think this game is before it's DOA? When it gets released.
When it comes out.
I think that they really have to nail the launch on it, because if they don't,
They need to, not basically just make it a giant new patch notes.
fair enough, yeah. Because right now that's really all the beta feels
It's
like.
literally just a retexture and maybe a couple changes. That's it.
Yeah,
That's all it feels like.
It's one new character, which usually happens on a game that's supported, and then it is just a bunch of changes.
Yeah, balance
It's a patch
changes.
notes.
That's it. Which
It's
Riot
stupid.
does every week to their agents. Every
Now,
week.
Do you guys think that 6 heroes are going to be enough on release?
No.
Because I don't think either. Because what do we have, like 21, 22 on the release of the original Overwatch?
Well, the bigger problem is soon we're probably going to get into that League or Dota phase where some characters just never get touched.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much how it was in Overwatch 1. That's why they had to
Yeah,
do
but
the
that was
whole-
their fault for abandoning it.
I mean, that's also their fault for introducing Brig.
True.
Because let's be honest, that's really what killed the game.
Yes and no. It killed the game, but then Goats came along, and it's just okay. I like Goats.
Hot take.
Goats was the best.
Goats was the best meta. And I will die on that
Right,
hill.
Carl?
Yeah. I'd like
Sure
to
about
say so. Okay.
Please do tell.
I love Poke, but there is nothing.
Sigma one
like
trip.
this.
See, here's the thing. I don't like poke. In a game like Overwatch, I don't think poke has its place. Because a lot of Overwatch is what it's trying to do is be that MOBA, but in the first-person shooter genre. And when you're running poke, you're just slowing that gameplay down so much, and that's what I think the majority of people hated in Overwatch 1,
Yeah,
at
that's
least
true.
towards the end of its life.
That's why some people enjoyed Goat so much. It's
Because it was just
fast.
fast-paced.
Yeah. I just liked Poke because I could AFK behind a shield and let my DPS do everything and just get
Of course
carried.
you did. Yeah, but the problem with Overwatch 1 and Poke was the DPS are just kind of useless.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because tanks are so strong.
and it's the exact
That's the problem.
opposite in Overwatch 2 now.
I wouldn't say it's the opposite. I would actually say they're balanced. Because
I think
the
DP
tank is really strong, but DPS also have their place.
I just think with
Like Genji.
like that removal of the second tank and in turn that second shield, and the majority of shields in general just being gone allows DPS just to free farm. I think.
So you're saying that shields ruined Overwatch?
I feel like there's no.
I think
shield
an
presence anymore.
excess of shields
Yeah.
ruined it.
Okay. Yeah.
I think shields have its place.
I think all shields ruined it.
Like even
Including
Reinhardt.
Brig.
Yes. As someone who plays Brig, yeah.
What if Brig
Brig.
didn't have her shield?
Sigma. I'm
Well-
mainly Sigma.
Yeah, Sigma.
Sigma was the
was and still
was
is the most broken
Deep
tank.
problem.
Not still
Overwatch
is.
2?
Overwatch 1.
Overwatch 1. He's definitely
He's
the strongest.
not valid really that much
We'll
anymore
just
in 2, but
Go find a video 2 years ago. That's still the meta.
yeah. He hasn't changed much, and he's
No.
just been very strong.
I think the biggest change that he got
His shield
was
health.
his shield, yeah.
was his shield health, and then that change they did that added the cooldown
yeah.
to his shield.
To the deployment.
Because I know
yeah.
that I was a SIG player before that.
Yeah, you could just
and
do it
You
whenever.
could spam the shield over and over again. Once that 1 second came in, and I was trying to spam the shield, it would get me killed.
That was a good time. The infinite shield.
Oh yeah.
It was fun. It was fun.
Fun, completely broken. Didn't need to be in the game.
But they didn't change him at all for Overwatch 2. So that kind of
He
like
didn't
goes
need
to
it.
show, yeah, he just that was that
'Cause
strong.
Technically, he's balanced.
It was really the synergies that he had with the other
Orisa.
5 picks on the team.
Yeah.
Well, not only
Hog.
Orisa, but you could run the Orisa SIG, and then you could just sit there with double snipers that the 2 shields enables it. And then don't even get me started on the Brig Zen meta that we had. That is still kind of there.
I still miss the season 26 Sig Ball medal. Sig
Sig Ball?
Sig Ball?
Yeah.
That sounds horrible.
Sig Ball? I mean, it's just like hybrid. This ball just does around, does
Double
what he
off
rolls
tank
around, does
meta
what
was
he
fun.
wants to, yeah, but
I
double
you know
off
Hog Zarya.
I can agree. I think I went back and watched some of the Owl matches. It ruined Owl though. I don't know if you noticed that because like you had
A lot ruined Owl.
you had teams. Oh, who was it that started running that Sig Hog, the Zarya Hog, and just destroying brawl teams in Owl.
that hog
Shock.
buff was crazy.
That,
What was it?
the
7 to
multiple
8
hog
pellet
bu-
or something?
That multiple hog buffs.
It
were
was
nuts.
just one more damage per pellet, and then I think that was it.
And then-
Well, they
yeah,
gave him his unnamed passive as well, where he got less ult charge,
Oh yeah.
which is now just a tank passive in Overwatch 2
Yeah.
for all tanks.
Yeah, but it was really that damage buff, which let's bring back. No, we can't do that. They do that in Overwatch 2. He's pretty much tank numero uno.
I think you need to have Sig in a place, and I think he is there right now with Overwatch 2, where he's viable on certain points on certain maps, but when he just becomes the one tank to pick, I don't think that's healthy for the game. But I
No.
don't think any just one tank to pick is healthy for the game.
No, I mean he has every ability in the game.
Yeah.
He has a stun, a shield, and the DM.
Yeah.
So the fact that he's not being overplayed is, I get like people wanting to play like Doom and Orisa, but still, even when I tried Sig, he wasn't that OP.
I know that we played a couple pugs today. What did you think when you played him?
Yeah, I feel like Sigma was just, you really needed like backup.
Maybe.
Come on in here.
I only have 3.
Come on in here.
All right, you're sharing with the middle boy.
Yeah.
We have a special guest. We have a live studio.
There
Had.
are a lot of people here today. All right, so this
There's
is
only so much more corner I can go
yeah.
to.
I know. I'm kind of just shoving him out of the camera.
The
But-
one who created all
but,
this.
Back to it. Sigma was, you needed someone else to help you. Follow up with damage, to heal you especially. You needed someone behind you.
Because
Otherwise, they would just run into you with Lucio.
It's like I know that when we were running it. We were running Soldier, Cassidy, Mercy, Moira
with the Sig on
with the Sig.
third point, whatever it was, New Queen Street or something like that.
I think so. I think that's the one it was.
And it was okay because it was like so enclosed, but I feel like him anywhere else, like on the Toronto map, would just not work there. There's no reason you would play Sig over Orisa.
I honestly don't see why you would play Sig on any push map either,
Yeah.
because they're so open. There's not really that many angles that you can just sit there and spam. All right, Evan.
Yes.
What are your favorite changes so far about Overwatch 2?
Honestly, I think some of the best things about it, aside from the lack of stuns, is the new 5v5. I'd have to say, I can hold it if you want me to. I'd have to say 5v5, I wasn't expecting it to make as much of a difference, but the fights ending sooner and going faster is more of a plus than I could have imagined. I just feel like it makes the game's pace way faster. Like granted, because we had 2 tanks, and double shield was a big part of the meta. Like maybe I'm a bit biased toward hating double shield after so long, but
we all hate it.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do,
Yeah,
Carl.
we do.
No, we don't.
Any sensible player.
No, it's okay. I'm not sensible. We know this already.
That's true. That's
You're a
true.
ball one trick.
But I have to say, I didn't expect it to make as much of an impact as I've experienced so far.
It is definitely faster though.
I've got something to add on top of that, though. Like, not only do the fights, seem quicker, but also it seems like even a fight that you're down 1 or 2 people is still winnable. And that's honestly
Oh,
one of the
yeah.
that's one of
Yeah.
the biggest changes that I've
There's no
noticed.
snowballing.
Yeah.
Because
I would disagree. I would really disagree.
we had weird teams.
I mean, that's
skill-wise.
no. Even then, but what's your reasoning behind believing that there isn't
Well,
snowballing?
you would think you lose your tank in one of your supports. Oh, it's a losable fight,
Mhm.
right? But there's been times where I just get 2 or 3 kills as Genji, and we start winning, and then my Mercy just flies in, and then I get the damage boost and I just pop Blade, and then just wipe the entire team. But we're down our tank and on one of our supports already.
So when you say it's not as snowbally, do you mean in individual fights or overall game? Because when I say it's snowballing, I think it's snowbally when it comes to how a game flows, especially with push. I feel like fights matter way more in that than like any other. Fights and momentum mean way more than that, and any other game mode sans like maybe 2 CP.
I mean, every experience I've had on push, it's very back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
So like even snowballing overall, I still think it's a lot less than Overwatch 1. Overwatch 1, you start losing, you're just done for. But this game definitely has a one-up on being able to come back. There's always a comeback in this game. I think it's increased ult charge. There's not a lot of ults in this game.
No, I agree with you as well. But on top of that, it's just individual play matters more, which is honestly something that is very refreshing coming from Overwatch 1.
It takes more skill to do things.
Yes.
It feels like it takes more skill to hit CC. Like where in Overwatch 1 you could just throw a cast flashbang within like a
What do you
5 meter
mean?
radius.
Actually,
I hit all
Someone-
my sleep darts.
Speaking of that
I don't
cast
shoot those.
flashbang, I was playing with a couple of my friends when the beta first dropped on the first day before the drops, and they were like, "What? Like, why'd they remove cast flashbang? Like, what are we supposed to do about the tracer?" And then they got mad at me when I told them just shoot your shots.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
Yeah,
like, that's really
shooter.
that's basically what it is at this point now. Like, you really have to hit your shots, and if one person on your team isn't performing, you really feel it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't feel anything.
Mr. Krabs.
Mr. Krabs. No, it's Are You Feeling It, Mr. Krabs?
Oh, I don't know. I've never watched SpongeBob.
Are you
don't need to
feeling it,
watch
Mr.
SpongeBob for that.
Krabs?
It's called a meme.
Have you guys talked about the support game? How that's looking in the new?
We talked about it a
The
little bit.
supports, they are boring.
They're pretty much the same. That
They're boring.
my
There's no
take
changes.
my take on it. Well, I wouldn't say no changes because that support passive is honestly nuts. The mercy
will-
passive on
yes.
all supports,
Not having to use your Ana nade on yourself is the best
Or
change that
not even
Ana
that.
could ever get.
just having that passive stack with Brigand Spire is stupid.
Stop trying to run Ana Brig. The time is gone. Leave it in Overwatch 1.
But like, I mean,
Play Lucio Moira.
No, not even that.
I
Ana
think
Zen.
I think Brig Zen is back, but I don't think Brig Zen is back in the same way that it was in Overwatch 1.
I hope it isn't.
Because the way that I see Brig now is
I just want to play again.
play Brig like a DPS rather than a support, because that's really what she is with her kit.
Yeah, I'd have to agree, especially with the damage boost on, or not damage boost, the damage buff on Shield Bash. You definitely got to play her a bit more aggressive because like I'm so used to playing Brig like anti dive, you know, but like without that stun there, it just feels so incomplete. And I think you do have to change the playstyle quite a bit to make her like feel half as effective.
Bye-bye.
See you later, Mark. What about like top tier supports from now? I'm seeing a lot more Mercy than I like anticipated, and I think she's going to be a staple for quite a while.
You're going to say Moira Lucio.
So
Pros
what,
play.
what I think is the best support comp right now, and the main reason behind it is going to be mobility and escapability, because the game plays so fast now. Like hard rush and dive are going to be meta. Nobody can tell me otherwise. And that being the case, I think the best support comp for the meta comps right now are going to be Lucio Moira, like you said. But I'm also kind of biased, being a Lucio player
I have no
myself.
take.
So,
Ana Mercy.
No take.
No take.
no take.
Ana Mercy.
You have to have a take.
I mean, it feels like when you're playing someone against that doesn't have mobility, if there's an Ana and a Zen and you play Rush, you're just going to fuck them up. Like,
No, yeah.
I'm just going to run into him with a
Ana
Risa.
Mercy.
Maybe.
Damage and heals.
It literally all
can see
depends
that.
on what you're going
but like,
against.
I think
Ana
I think the Mercy is good. I think Mercy is one of the best supports in the game, and the main reason behind that is being Res. Res
Yeah.
is worth so much more with just having 5 players.
exponentially.
Yes,
No, absolutely.
just getting that one Res off could flip a fight.
So we named 4 supports. Who's the worst support?
Zen.
I have mine.
The worst support, probably Zen.
You two think Zen? What do you think?
Baptiste.
I think Bap. Bap is the worst thing in
You
this
think
game.
Bap? I haven't played Bap
is
yet,
the
so
worst thing in this game.
I had no clue.
I think he's got his niches, but I don't.
His
think
heels
nearly
got
as-
nerfed.
He's not nearly as Thanks. Oh, so much attention.
his
yeah. I
his
don't.
heels got nerfed.
His heels got nerfed. His field got nerfed. The deploy time on that got nerfed. His window, you're just not able to build it as quickly, and I just don't think. I think he's like still like pretty good, but he's not nearly as strong as he was, and especially compared to like everybody else's mobility and what they can do. But I don't know if I put him. I don't know if I put him. This is the absolute worst.
He's just so useful in Overwatch 1 compared to 2. Like,
You guys are hating on Zen.
Well, okay, so like, listen,
You just think mobility.
the
but,
main
like,
reason behind the Zen pick is he has 0 mobility. Like
doesn't
you
matter.
said.
If you're good on Zen,
Well, I
you
mean,
don't
if-
need mobility.
Let's,
just kill everything that walks in
at
front
the
of
same
you.
point, I mean, if you're good at BAP, just hit like. If you hit your shots,
I
you're
feel
gonna
like
you can kill people.
It all again depends down to the comp.
But to
Like,
be honest with you, I just think Ana's a better BAP at this point. The only reason to pick BAP
Yeah.
would be for Immortality Field.
which is still not that good.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it got nerfed.
Yeah.
Which it's deploy time.
I
Which
also
makes a
haven't-
big difference because I've died so many times trying to lamp myself. I hate it.
But let's hear from the BAP player himself. Right
He's
here.
garbage. I literally just said he's garbage. He's
But,
the
like-
worst play. He's the worst support in the game. I'd rather play Mercy.
Is the main reason his healing output?
Yeah, it's
or-
horrible.
That you think that's the main reason?
Yeah, it went from like 70 to 55.
Because like Moira's healing output, I mean, it got nerfed, but not as much.
I think Morris, honestly.
Did it get buffed? I don't know the numbers.
No, I don't know.
I
but
thought healing across the board got nerfed.
what
Patch notes.
I will say, I get Moira's like strong with mobility and all that, but the way she feels about healing is pretty bad.
I mean, I played her.
Like healing
Earlier
as Moira
today,
isn't.
I
it
didn't
doesn't
really
feel right.
enjoy it,
It doesn't feel right.
but I also don't enjoy Moira in general.
Don't like
so-
skill orb. I hate skill orb.
What are we talking about, Moira?
Yeah. Well, basically supports
Pull
in
up
general.
the 15,000 page patch notes.
Yeah, I know it's so long. They didn't change anything on Moira.
Really?
Nothing. So healing output's
No,
the same.
It's the same.
So for
she
healing
just
output's
feels
the
weird.
same.
I can kind of agree. I don't know how. But
Do you think it's the?
Tanks have higher HP.
You think that's the reason?
Yeah, you use all your heals on them. I mean, Moira's always been like managing cooldowns with like your heal and your damage and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think now more than ever with tanks having 100, 150, even 200 more HP, you're basically using your entire heal on them.
I was about to say because like Reinhardt, I know went from 550 to 650. That's an extra 100. How much is Marissa at right now?
550.
550.
So that's 150 more because she was at 400. Zarya's at.
Good question.
You play off
so
tank.
much more
I do
dangerous
play
with that
tank.
HP.
Dude, Zarya alone, just being able to have those
2 bubbles for
two
herself.
bubbles on rotation, just for either
herself.
herself or
I'm
allies.
never bubbling a teammate ever again.
Listen here, Sinatra. Okay, because
Zarya has what is the math? 475 looks like. Yeah.
for her healing output
For
Health.
or her
Yeah,
health.
Zarya heals now.
Yeah.
In case you missed it, Zarya heals.
it's like that hog.
I didn't. I'm not gonna lie. I
experimental
thought,
where
I thought he was still
Hey,
talking about
Graviton
Moira.
actually sucks your team in and heals them.
That'd be nuts.
It'd be stupid.
Um,
I'd quit.
so enough about the old characters. What are you guys' thoughts on Sojourn?
Mid.
Mid? What about her mid?
Everything.
Everything? You don't think her railgun's like? Because
Her railgun, the projectiles are weird.
well, it's not projectile. It's hit scan.
The other version, the actual gun. is
Yeah.
projectile.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
So
the
my
railgun is. It's good. It has its place, but the slide is more of just a fun thing, and the grenade is broken.
I was.
oh,
I'm
the
gonna have
grenade
to.
is insane.
Oh, absolutely.
Other than the
The
grenade,
best thing about her kit, other
she's
than
overall, Soldier's just better.
But like this is the way that I
Yeah.
see her right now is she falls into the same niche that like Widowmaker falls into, where if you're mechanically gifted enough, you can fry with her, but if you're not, then she's not going to be that great. So like players like Pine or
Ons.
Proper or Ons would be able to fry with them in Overwatch League, but someone who just doesn't have that mechanical aim, I don't think is going to be able to.
Well, and Austin and I were talking the other night too about what her playstyle is going to be like, and so I was in the mindset of like you kind of play her like Soldier, where you use her railgun as like to dish out bonus damage, and not so much as like an execute. but I don't know if like that's what you guys would think.
I've gotten the most use out of it, just body shotting people. Body shot
I've
bandit
played
over
like
here.
one game of her. All I can think of is just playing against her.
Yeah.
She's got a weird ass hitbox.
True.
That's the.
I
only thing
can't
can say
judge
really.
any of the hitboxes because I don't know how anyone else feels, but all the like the projectile characters and like the normal hit scan characters, not like the projectiles feel a lot better in this game, but like high precision people like McCree and Ash, they feel weird.
Yeah.
I don't like them. I don't like Cree anymore. Or sorry, Cassidy.
Cassidy.
I don't like Cassidy. I don't like Ash. I think they're weird.
Do you
It's-
think
it's the
that's?
engine.
Do you think it's because of the DPS passive, the increased speed?
No, because
No?
I stood still and it still felt weird.
I think it's the engine too.
Engine.
Yeah.
Well, it's a lot like more precise and smoother, but those characters were already precise, so they basically just fine tuned it even more. It feels weird.
Do you think you're just gonna need time to get used to it, or?
Yeah. I
Absolutely.
mean, they're not going to change it.
All right, what else I got done?
I mean,
Mm,
I like
I mean-
it. I mean, I like the engine. It's like getting a new car. It's literally all it is. It's just
New
it's
car
weird. You got to
that
get used to it.
It's the same model.
Yeah.
Two things. So going back to the, I remember you saying just her slide felt weird. I agree. I thought it was going to be way more like directional, I guess you'd say. Like I thought you could like side slide and stuff, but like it's literally just in the direction that you're like walking. Yeah, it's
Apex Legends
it's
Tap
not
Strafe.
it's not that great, honestly.
Tap
And the
Strafe.
the air movement is like really I thought it would be way better. Like when you hit the jump, like
Who
you could
knows?
air strafe
There
more.
might be some text
but-
stuff to come out, like
True.
literally tap strafe.
Or they might like they
Yeah.
could still change it because we got to think it's still in beta. But
Yeah, for sure.
aside from Sojourn, HUD, the new GU graphic design for like all the information and stuff. What are you guys' thoughts on that? Because I know they're gonna change it.
I love it. I love minimal. I also love the scoreboard if we're talking about that too.
What?
I love
Okay.
it. I
You don't like the scoreboard?
I think it's
You don't like being
clean.
exposed?
Well, no, I don't mind that. I mind the size of it. I feel like there's too much dead space. It can be condensed a bit and refined.
Now, did you see the changes to it though? Because the
scoreboard?
hero picture, the hero pictures at the very beginning of the beta were on the outsides,
Yeah.
and then they updated it to be on the insides. So when you hit tab now,
Did they?
you see the
I-
Overwatch 2 heroes in the middle. I don't know if
Okay.
they've implemented it yet or not, but I follow a lot of the developers on Twitter.
Gotcha.
And they were talking about it.
That would I think that'd be like an okay change, but I think there are bigger things. Like I think I hate the new allied ult charge thing in the scoreboard. I think that sucks.
I think they'll
Um,
add the percentage to it.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll leave it like that.
I think they need to increase the size of the kill feed.
See, I kind of like it
um,
like that.
See, I like it.
The problem with it is headshot kills. You cannot tell.
You
Yeah,
can't
no,
tell
that's
because all it
bad.
is
It's
that
the little
little
chevron, the
little
little
red
red-
chevron
yeah.
just on the outside of the white chevron.
Overwatch 2 dev meeting. All right, guys, what are we going to change this week? Well, I think the red arrows are a bit too much.
Just
And
a little
then-
bit too much red.
So we're going to not do anything to them. We're just going to make them small and annoying. I don't like them.
I think that was their
That's
main
the,
theme
that's
though
the
for
only
the UI.
thing I don't like about the new
You
UI.
just make everything schmoll.
The best thing about it is the ability UI, hands
Oh,
down. That just looks way cleaner. The
Yeah.
inverted white black for the ultimates looks great. Health bars I think look better.
Carl.
I think that's like pretty much flawless.
This is a ball OTP thing right here. But they took some of the UI stuff from the bottom half, like the adaptive shields player number around you and like your pile drive indicator, and moved it up closer to the crosshair. So instead of when you're like going into engage and you are looking to use adaptive shields at like the most optimal time, you don't have to take your vision from your crosshair, go down to the bottom left by your HP and see how many players there are. You can just look down a little bit from your crosshair and see that. It's like a really good quality of life change, and it's actually really helpful because like there's a Sombra running invisible around you, and you get a little
Hacking.
one pop up, like you're like, oh, I'm just gonna shoot. Maybe I'll spy
Yeah.
check her.
I know something similar happened with all the shield tanks as well.
Oh, yeah.
With the shield health right in the very center of your screen. I know when I was playing Reinhardt, that
It's
made
nice. It's
so
nice.
much of a difference.
Yeah,
Just being
absolutely.
able to see the shield health on the center rather than having to look down is nice. And another thing,
Did you see the monkey bubble change?
the timer.
Yeah.
yeah, I
The
did.
little hidden timer on it.
I don't know how I feel about that though.
I love it.
You like the timer?
Yeah.
I haven't played Monkey yet.
For
so-
bubble dancing, it's great. Back and forth.
Shield dancing.
I guess you just have to watch the timer to be able to get out of there before it disappears. And that's
Yeah,
if they're not
that's-
even shooting it.
That's true. Half the people don't even shoot it.
Yeah.
They just
But,
let it go away.
Talking about UI, a lot of people have had a problem with this, but I think it's one of my favorite parts is
The Kirky
The-
UI.
well, no, is the indication when you're low health. I think like a lot of people are like you can't tell, but I think that your screen quite literally just
My whole
beating
screen is
bright red shows you that hey, you're about to die.
I think it's a lot more difficult to tell on tank because of the increased HP
Mhm.
on like literally every tank, which is probably why it's very difficult for me to tell. Yeah, that's yours.
That's yours.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I didn't know. that.
And it's just
Oh, this is fine glassware. You guys.
because yeah,
We are
only the best I can
Only
do.
the best here at Kenkyo Podcast.
But
Network.
yeah, that's probably why.
Kenkyo Network. My bad.
It just the difference because you would die, and there is also like the unspoken part of like knowing when you're gonna die. If you pile drive in as a wrecking ball, I'm just gonna keep using ball examples.
And that's all.
into-
That's the only
Intro
examples you
does.
have. Let's be honest
okay,
here.
whatever. Into like a Cassidy in the backline who's just or a Brig, you know you're probably gonna get one shot, but that stun isn't there anymore. So you know like your internal clock and that like that gut feeling when you know you're gonna die is off because there's less stuns. There's a less reason for you to die, especially with the increased HP. It just throws everything off. I don't think it's necessarily a HUD thing. I think
I
it's
could
just
see
a
it,
different-
but-
it's just a different game.
It's a game sense thing.
I feel like that. I got that more on playing like Doomfist rather than I did playing Orisa or Reinhardt.
It
Yeah.
doesn't help that Doom completely changed roles.
Well, that too. that Doomfist change.
Best change for him. Makes sense.
It does. I think
Right?
it's good.
Makes sense.
I think it's really good,
Producer,
but
how do you-
I think you're gonna really have to learn how to use it, just like old Doomfist.
Oh yeah.
Like you're gonna have to master the text in order to actually get.
Well, he's just a new character.
And
basically.
Doom,
Basically,
let's be
yeah.
honest, Doomfist players are like ball players. They're nerds, and they spend hours upon hours watching other
Doom
Doomfist
Sumo?
players.
I mean, it's not even just Doom.
mastering
It's not even
text.
just Doom players or ball players.
Yeah.
I mean,
Lucio
like
players.
Lucio players too. I know that I've spent hours upon hours just sitting in maps learning rollouts.
yeah, it's just niche. It's perfecting your niche. That's all it is.
You got anything to say on that, Evan?
Reaper.
Yeah, I was gonna say, talk about perfecting niches.
How is
not,
Reaper?
Not really anything to. How is Reaper?
How is Reaper?
Reaper got hit kind of hard. I'm not gonna lie.
Didn't
like
they widen his spread? And
they
nerf his-
widened his spread and reduced his damage, and I wouldn't mind so much if they reduced his damage. Like that's kind of fair, but widening the spread makes him feel so bad. Like honestly, it's just not as like he's not terrible, but he's just not as good. But like, some of the other characters I play, I think they're fine. So like, it's not really like the huge. And I need to branch out more anyway. So,
The
I will
game's
not
just
say
forcing you to.
yeah, basically.
I don't have to branch out.
But enough about my Reaper play, which is questionable at times. You touched
Da-da-da.
on game sense and stuff
Yeah.
for with the damage indicators when you were low health and things. So kind of feeding into that is the sound. Now I'm not talking about gun sound design because everybody is already like losing their mind over the gun sound
Yeah,
design,
it's
which
great.
is fantastic. I love it.
It's actually really good.
But I find that there's a lot that they could do with clarity. I've had multiple occasions where I had no idea that soldier was ulting, like allied or enemy. I think they kind of made ult voice lines quieter. I don't know if anybody else feels that way, but I feel like it's not nearly
I
as
don't know
clear.
if it's quieter or if it's more of like with it kind of goes with the weapon sounds. They made everything more like ambient.
Okay,
Like-
that's probably that's a good way
like-
to describe it.
In their first video on like sound design, they were just like, "Oh, we have different environmental sounds, and like if you're outdoors, your soldier's gun is just gonna sound like a World War II flashback," which it does.
Yeah.
So like it's harder to hear those things because if you have a soldier on the enemy team or your team, you're just gonna hear.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it.
And I think that kind of feeds back to that with the ambience is the health indicator. I just like I feel like the hero like gasp like when you get shot like too low, like that's quite like I think it's just in a case of ambience and it's just not as in your face I guess as you say.
Yeah.
Speaking on those alt voice lines, I don't know if I noticed it, but I know on the live client you have the foreign voice line, or not foreign, but non-English voice lines for the enemy team and English voice lines for your team. I didn't see that in the beta. I thought it was English on both sides, but I could be wrong. I could have just not been paying attention. Do you guys pick up on that?
Yeah.
Literally,
So yes, it still exists. but
Arissa is just
I don't think
now.
we hear alt lines that much anymore. Well, like alts are less now, but also the whole ambience thing and like guns are louder.
There's just more sounds.
More going on.
Yeah.
And I don't even think they should be ambient, at least ults, because with the lack of as many in a game, like you need to know when they're happening because they're much more.
Oh, I think
impactful
all
now.
the sounds are fine, but sometimes you don't hear things just because of how many things are going on
Just
now.
get better ears.
I mean, at the end of the day,
get a
Open-
nice headphone
open
from
your
HyperX
earballs.
Gaming.
at the end of the day, the game is still Overwatch, so there's still going to be like 18 different things going on
Yeah.
at once.
which is why we like the game.
Yeah.
It's called ADHD.
Quite literally, yeah. That's why I can't go play games
I
like
don't know what
Valorant.
you're talking about. I've looked 20 different ways this podcast.
No way, me too.
And
I'm
we're hyped
constantly
up
looking
on
around.
whatever. How much sugar is in this sparkling wine?
Too much.
Decent bit.
It's not even wine. It's grape juice.
Oh, I'm sorry. grape
No,
juice.
mine's wine. Come on.
Yours-
what are you talking about?
yours is-
This-
Yeah, only mine's wine.
It's
That
Red
was
Bull,
poured from the
hashtag
same
ad.
bottle as your two's
Yeah, it's Red
Yeah.
Bull.
sparkling grape juice, but mine's wine.
No, I don't have another. We should have bought
bottle
two
just new.
bottles.
Yeah.
Got it.
It's just like when he pours it over, it pours wine out into mine, but you guys only get juice.
Just make sure you leave a little bit so we can throw water in it and make it look like it's still the champagne.
Of course. Any
Did you guys touch on pings? On the ping system?
No, we haven't yet.
it's good, but we all have to get used to it.
My
I
main
like it.
complaint about the ping system, and it's really not even like a complaint that they can fix, it's a complaint that I could have fixed already, but I just have chose not to, is my boop is bound to scroll wheel down, and ping is bound to scroll wheel.
Change your ping button.
So
Mine's on B.
every single time that I go to boop, I am pinging the person in front of me.
Maybe
Which-
that's a good thing.
It's not a bad thing because people start shooting them, which is good. So I
So-
might just keep it.
Yeah,
So
you
you-
just fix your own problem.
Yeah, honestly, it started out as a problem. I figured it was a solution.
So you guys like it, but I know you guys play other games, and I play other games with ping systems like Apex Legends and Valorant and stuff. Do you think it could be improved? Because I think it needs to be, the icons need to be a bit bigger, and it needs to be a bit louder.
Yeah.
I
mean,
think it's also too sensitive right now.
I think it's
You can
not
change
sensitive
that.
enough, honestly.
You can
I
change it.
disagree. Can you?
Yeah.
I haven't looked
there's
at
a
the
bunch of
settings,
ping settings you can
but
change.
I know that there were times where I was trying to ping high grounds for my team and just be like, hey, can we hold up here? Or hey, can we rotate to this side? And there was an enemy on the very corner of my screen, and instead of pinging the spot that I'm looking at with my crosshair, it was pinging the enemy.
Makes sense. But yeah, you can change that.
Aim assist for ping.
Aim assist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about
That's
you, Carl?
fun.
Would you change anything?
I mean, the only thing I was really excited for about the ping system was something we've struggled as a team, which is coordinating dive. And so, like, there isn't like a map, like a mini map where you can pull up an Overwatch. So you have to actually be visibly seeing where you want to dive. But if you have like a tank or someone that scouts, and you're like, hey, where are we looking to dive? You can just ping like an Ana that's sitting in the back line. And everyone has a visual representation of where it is, and it's very difficult to get confused as to where you're going to dive.
I completely agree with that as well.
And hopefully we'll see what it's going to do for our team, but hopefully it will help our dive a little bit better, because sometimes, like, just the comms, hey, we're diving top left, like, top left can mean on Gibraltar, it can mean by blue box, or on first point, it can mean by the other high ground. It's just, like, so many other things where if you get a visual representation, like a ping, then you just know where it is, and it'll help a lot of different things.
And on top of that, like, not only helping our team as a whole with the synergies of dives, but I also think it's going to improve the communication, even at the lower SR like bracket of the game.
Oh, yeah.
Where people can just
Absolutely.
be like, hey, person over here, they don't even have to think about the call out. They don't have to think about where it's at. They just have to hit one button and say, hey, over here.
Yeah.
And that's going to lead
Enemy spotted. Just spamming the P.
that's going to lead to, I think, at least hopefully better teamwork, which is my favorite part about the game. It's always been my favorite part about the game.
I like my solo play.
So we are quite literally on the exact opposite end
No,
of
I
the
love
spectrum.
team play, but I also love playing Genji and Zarya
That's fair enough.
and Zen.
I haven't tried Zen yet. So honestly, I'm hating on him, but I really don't know.
He's good. I don't think he's the worst. I also have a strong hatred towards Bap right now. Not
That's
hatred,
fair.
but I just think he's
I mean,
bad.
you were also forced onto that character for a year in Overwatch 1, though. So
I actually like the character, but he is not good.
Yeah, Bep's fun. In terms of like interactivity, I think Bep's pretty interactive with with how his gameplay plays out. But oh, thanks. Sorry. What was I gonna say? Only the finest for you.
Waff it. It's a push. You can't.
Have we touched on that?
On what?
a little bit,
Yeah, kind of.
like here and there.
Gotcha.
I hate push.
I think we mainly. Well,
Give us your insight as to why you do not
I
like
mainly
push.
said it's like a back and forth.
Yeah, I hate push. It's when you win a fight that you've worked so hard for.
Push
oh my
you.
god, this is just so good. I love this Red Bull. Sponsor me, please. When you win a fight that you've been like working so hard for on push, and let's just say they capped the first point in push, and the robot's like running back doing its thing. It actually goes pretty fast, but by the time you get to like the middle ground of the point, they're already back, and that's like another fight that you have to win, and you just inevitably get stomped because the spawns are so fast. It just feels like a DDM with the bot with the payload in there. It just feels a little too fast paced.
I wish the bot healed.
How would you?
Same.
How would you?
Yeah.
remedy it?
I wish the bot healed.
When he was pushing your
absolutely.
thing, he heals you. I wish.
I feel like the healing would help, but I don't know.
I mean, they do it with payload.
I think the whole TDM thing in like our team play and our scrims that we did, I think it's a lot better
Yeah.
with coordination. But if we get that on like competitive and we're like solo queuing or two stacking or whatever,
It's just gonna be a shit show.
it's the new TCP.
Like, I actually think that 2CP would be
Better.
better. And
If
yes,
you
I
play on
understand.
2CP,
Like, take me out back, shoot me for that one. But
Hanamura getting the opening pick on defense through that door, something about it.
dude, playing Zen on Hanamura first point, there's just it hits
Many
different.
sightlines.
Rest in peace, the best map in Overwatch.
True.
Anubis.
No, that one can stay
Hanamura.
dead. That one can rest in the peace.
Well, the best map left us a long time ago called Paris, and
Yeah.
we had to let that one
Paris
go.
is better than Horizon Lunar Colony.
No, other way around.
I disagree.
Horizon's so
You're
much better.
on drugs. Lucio's gone too far into your brain.
Probably.
Paris is
Probably.
so bad.
They're both horrible. Let's be honest
Horizon's
here.
not as bad as people.
Do you not
think.
remember getting full held on first point
I
Horizon?
remember them changing it. Bye bye. I
See ya,
remember them
gents.
changing it,
Safe travels.
Yeah.
and when they did the change, they never brought it back into competitive, so nobody could tell if it was good or not. But I think the changes they did were pretty good.
I honestly have no clue what the changes were. What were they?
I had no
They
idea. I couldn't
they
describe
redid
it.
a staircase on
They
first.
redid first point staircases,
Yeah.
and then they redid second. Did they touch?
Not really.
I think they
that's
gave
all
more
did.
cover for second point
Yeah,
defense, but that's about
probably.
it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's been too long. But
Yeah, but no more 2CP. Talking about 2CP,
I miss it.
how's everyone feeling about that one?
I miss it.
I don't miss
I
it.
miss her.
I
miss TCP.
don't because
Our ball OTP is sad. He doesn't have his map anymore.
I mean
If you want to get full hell, just like play a hybrid and just
I really do
I
think
guess.
push is just another 2CP without the horrible spawn trapping.
I think if you have two teams that are actually like going for it and calming, the game mode is fun because you have
Well, that's
more.
that's why push is the same thing. 'Cause,
Yeah, well,
like,
no, I know, but
if
like
you have team comms, 2CP wasn't bad with the team play.
I mean, but it kind of was though because you
yeah,
had
because the spawns were
the
god tier
spawns
awful.
were horrible. That's honestly the biggest problem
I
with
don't know
2CP.
why they still haven't tried pushing the defender spawn back.
like.
At least once.
But even with push, like how Carl said that you win that fight to start pushing the robot, but then you will inevitably have that second push to even get the robot back
To
to
your
where
barricade, yeah.
your barricade is. But like if you have a
He
full
needs to
fi-
walk faster back.
I could see that.
At least like when the distances are very far apart.
But I think they slowed him down to be honest with you.
Is there a variation between how many people are on the push bot to how fast it goes?
I don't think so.
I have no clue. I didn't try that.
3 like in payload where 3 is the max, is like the fastest.
It definitely
Yeah.
counts up, but like it shows the number, but I don't know if the number does anything.
Yeah.
Well, it shows the number for everything, but
I feel like
I definitely haven't noticed it if it does.
if there's 3 people, it should go faster. But at that point, he would be walking faster than the people walking behind him.
Not the DPS.
I guess.
25% movement speed.
I thought it was just 10.
Thought it was 25.
I thought it was 25 as well.
Is it? Oh, maybe I
But
just-
that 25%, has anyone played Soldier with that 25% yet?
Yes.
Because
Soldier's broken for many reasons.
Soldier not only is broken because there are
No shields.
just no shields in the game,
Raw
Season
damage.
3,
But-
baby.
he quite literally is Usain Bolt. Like, nobody can
He
catch
has legs.
him. The legs has the legs now. Like, that man zooms across maps.
Yeah. It's kind of the whole reason Sojourn's not good.
I
Soldier
would agree.
exists. If
Soldier is
didn't
kind of just
exist,
a better Sojourn.
Sojourn would be pretty nuts right now. But long we hold, we have
All right,
old man run around. And
Dude, that
people-
old man
run around.
will always have a,
He's
have a
been
place in my
training.
heart.
He's got
Now,
some
now,
moves.
now, a resident DPS player here. How do you feel about Soldier and then
I'm a
just the
Genji player.
movement?
Soldier's incredible.
general.
Like, you guys have said anything that I could have said. He's just insane, busted. Well, I don't know, like if I say busted, but he's really good. Mercy Pocket on anybody really right now is fun to do and is just good in most cases. Overall, 10% movement speed is really great for some characters and is even better for like others. Like I think overall, you're not gonna find any Tracer or Genji main that's like not gonna be over the moon about 10% movement speed. And then for characters who never had that get in option like Mei or Bastion in some regards, and then like Reaper, it's just it's fantastic.
Speaking on that Bastion, those Bastion changes, I am very, very, very curious to see where that puts him in like power rankings.
I haven't
because
played him enough.
He is
I can tell.
really fun, but I think he gets punished really easily.
Yeah, I'd say he's not going to be an out of meta pick like he was in Overwatch 1. He'll be more viable, but I don't see him getting out of low high rank or like high mid rank for anybody's placements.
Back to my wonderful ball expertise.
Jesus.
I
This is all we get out of
how
you.
OP someone is based on how I can 1v1 them. Bastion, you cannot 1v1 in Overwatch 1. In Overwatch 2, it's very possible. He's still a direct counter to ball. I feel like just the raw damage output that he can do, just being stationary and just frankly posting up next to his supports could just be like a turret. But if you catch him on the flank, even when he's in his turret mode, you can kill him still.
Oh yeah, he just moves so slow in that
Yeah.
turret mode. Even though he moves, I don't
And
think it's.
he doesn't have healing anymore either. Which
You're
is
right.
even more better. Like it's perfect.
More better.
More
more
better.
better. We
More
are-
better.
It's
everyone.
perfect because like
We are just
he
way better.
needs other people in order to do well. And if he doesn't have a mercy on him at all times, then he's just gonna feed. That's just how. it is.
That's basically my experience on him. Is just feed. Yep. But to be fair, that's kind of my experience on every DPS.
drip or drown. I mean that's
Doing
But going back to the analogy, just not really analogy, but like the example of how well I can 1v1 them, coming from a Lucio player, that Bastion is so easy to just get around on, and if I'm hitting my shots, I don't think that Bastion can beat me in a 1v1.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what the scariest thing about Bastion is? When I'm playing Ana, and I see from my left a Bastion transform into a minigun and beam me. It's quite literally the scariest thing in this game right now.
What about his ult?
His
His
ult's
ults, you can walk out of it.
yeah.
I think it'll be very powerful for like payload maps that are very choky or like Koth.
Yeah, I think so too.
I have yet to play. Oh no, I was yet to play King of the Hill, but that's false. I think it's just as fun. I don't think it's really taking a hit, which I was kind of worried about. I wasn't sure if it would feel any different, but honestly, I think it's probably one of the better adapted maps from the 6v6 format, or better adapted game modes from 6v6.
King of the Hill is.
Yeah.
I played Oasis. I think that's the only one I've played. Oasis isn't
I
bad.
played Oasis and Lijiang.
Oh, I have played. I
We did
played 2
Ilios.
Li Jiangs.
Yeah, so
I just forget about Li
I
Jiang
played Li
so
Jiang.
easily.
They're so good.
but more importantly,
we don't lose on Lijiang.
I played Ilios. And
I've
Ilios,
played Ilios too.
I can tell you, still hits the same in Overwatch 2 as it does in Overwatch
You're
1.
Lucio,
The
you're
funny.
still doing the
Booping
same
someone
thing.
off the map right out of their spawn, oh my god, it hits different.
Yeah, you're still doing the same thing.
I'm going to be doing the same thing
Till you
in
get
6
kicked
more
off.
years when Overwatch 3.
3.
No rush.
3.
Hey, what kind
Calm
of
down.
insider information you got here?
I was just trying to
This
make him.
just in on.
Let's
the
be honest here. We got to get
exclusive
Overwatch 2
podcast.
out first. We don't know when that
That
one's
ain't
coming
happening.
out.
2025. I'm still on that train.
I mean, we haven't gotten a release date,
Yeah.
have we?
No.
I didn't think
I'm
so.
on the 25 train.
I'm calling August for Overwatch 2.
August.
Yeah,
August?
I don't know if you guys watch Flats much, but he had a theory with how the
I don't like him.
so Twitch Prime, right? They're giving away loot boxes for every month, right? And for Overwatch, and so they have got it lined up through August, and he was talking about, because I think Blizzard said they were going to do a couple betas
Yeah.
during this,
Like 2 or 3.
yeah, and then it also lined up with some of the anniversary remix events that Blizzard's hosted. So he laid out this tentative roadmap to where he thinks that it's going to come out in August. So, but with that final point, I have to get on the road and get stuff going. I'm going to be packing things up. So I thank you very much for allowing me this guest spot here
Special
on
guest,
your
yeah.
podcast,
Wow.
and for the
Thanks for
wonderful
joining us.
sparkling cider.
grape juice, yeah.
yeah.
Shout outs to the how do you say the name?
Kenko.
Kenko.
Yep.
Kenkyo Podcast, and to all my wonderful
And,
teammates here at the illustrious Tiffin University Esports Arena.
Illustrious.
Before you leave, shout out your socials. Just let everyone know who you are.
Nope. I'm not gonna. Oh yeah. Nope. Not yet. Maybe in a later date when I actually start making content.
Fair
Thanks
enough.
for promoting other people on my podcast.
Adios.
Listen,
Your podcast.
he came in.
This is my first episode. I can't. Yeah. Okay. Fine. I'm sorry.
He came in. I figured it
I'll bow
was
down.
Who has bought everything?
You.
produced everything,
You, my lord.
Done
All right.
everything?
My lord, my liege.
My liege.
I will serve you as long as you carry me on
I will
Genji.
drink nothing because I drank it all. I don't.
Speaking
have
of
a
that Genji, though, that Genji kind of went hard.
problem. Mine?
Yeah.
I know.
The Orisa goes hard though. There's
My Orisa is pretty good
That
too.
was-
I know.
I think he was talking about his
that
own,
one
but
game.
we'll say yours too.
That one game on that
dipped
pub
him.
when I went 40-3 made me realize
Well, that was New King Street, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
that made me realize that if I were to OTP Orisa, I would hit GM.
I mean, to be
Absolutely.
fair,
Yeah.
I think our lobby was mostly like high diamond, low
One trick anything,
masters.
you'll have a higher chance of hitting GM because that's just how this game is made. But off topic, I hate the new map names.
Yeah,
I
me
think
I
they're
do too.
horrible. They
I
are
do
so
too.
bad.
I don't even know. I only know one.
I know New York,
That-
Canada,
So
and
there's
that's it. I know
There's
Toronto.
is Toronto the name for it though?
New
No.
Queen Street. Isn't that
No, New Queen Street's
New
the
York?
Midtown is New York.
Midtown's New York.
Let's look it up.
These
There's-
map names suck. Huh?
New Queen Street,
Is what?
the Toronto one.
I
Oh,
knew it.
so then what's the one?
Colosio.
No, not
Yeah.
so. Colosio is the
There
one in
is.
Rome for push. What's the other or not other? But what's the escort map?
It's not Paris.
There's Midway and yeah, what's the other one?
I can't think of the escort map name. Is it Midway? I think the escort is Midway. It's the giant road.
That's the hybrid. Midway is the hybrid one. That's the New York one.
That's Midtown. Not Midway.
Anywho, I think us confused about them just shows how bad they are.
I honestly though.
I don't know why they didn't call Toronto's map Toronto or something.
Well, yeah,
There's
because like
Circuit Royale. That's what it is.
That's what it
Circuit
is.
Royale.
Circuit Royales.
They're so
I kind
bad.
of like Circuit Royale.
yeah, but like it doesn't really follow the theme
No, it doesn't.
of Overwatch maps.
It has a lot of vertical elevation though, which is really cool.
Isn't the naming of all the old maps actual places?
Well, it's fake Overwatch places based in real world locations.
It's like GTA 5.
So like
Numbani.
Numbani isn't a place in Africa. At least I think so. Someone check this.
Fact
Someone
check.
check this.
See, on this podcast, we don't know facts.
Someone check this.
We do know
But-
that
Post it
Overwatch
down in the
2
comments if
is
you
mid.
know if it's an
I mean, like
actual
I
country or city.
I looked up some. I don't remember what I looked up though, but I looked up some of the maps just to like because I wanted to know where Elios was the main reason. But
Of course you did.
Of course, I'm a Lucio player, man.
Nepal is in Nepal.
I guess.
Nepal is in Nepal. Yeah.
Petra is a real thing.
Petra.
Petra. Yep.
Quick little interjection. Are you any of you guys going to be playing more Overwatch 2 later on in this evening?
In this evening, probably.
Probably.
Maybe,
And very much so in the next 2 weeks.
Okay, cool. Because I will be as well. So
All right.
try and
I'll shoot you an invite.
have a good rest of your night.
Yeah, you too, Evan.
What
See you
are we
later.
talking
Alright.
What are we
Huh?
talking about?
Yeah. See ya.
Map names suck.
Map names do suck.
Yeah.
Map names are kind of
I
trash.
think we left off on like what places were real or not, but I mean it doesn't really matter. Just moral of the
Learning-
story is the new maps suck.
I
Names.
don't know where to hold. I don't know where to push.
Well, that's
It's-
just like a learning thing.
But
yeah, I
that's-
guess.
like, because that's what I was doing on
'Cause
Midtown,
I actually
right?
I like the design.
I need to see like an overhead view of the map in order to get it all. There's just like there's more ways. There's not just a single choke.
I
on
like the
2CP.
design of all of them.
I do too.
I do too. I think
Except-
the only one I don't necessarily like right now, but I also don't really have like I don't know it that well is the new Queen Street, the big old the
push one.
no the payload
Oh, Circuit Royale.
Circuit Royale, that one.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that one's weird. Like the one
Yeah.
with like the 3 high grounds.
Yeah,
Yes.
and like it's the giant
that's
road.
weird. I mean, I like the 3 high grounds, but I actually really like that map.
I think honestly it was just hard.
It's very defensive sided.
I think if I hadn't
Yeah.
watched,
It's positioning
Oh yeah.
because if you can on third point, there's like a high ground that nobody really goes to.
I think we were holding it.
Oh yeah.
But if you
right
can
above
get,
the spawn doors.
yeah, if you can get
It's crazy.
attackers DPS up there.
See, we were putting defenders DPS up there with defenders.
But that's what I was saying. Like that whole map is like positioning based. Because whoever gets that high ground really just wins.
Symmetra is going to be
Oh,
a niche
God.
pick on that map.
TP up
on
there.
third point.
So what you're saying is it's over Anakin.
I have the high ground. Yes.
All right.
Yeah, which just essentially boils down to positioning, which is going to be another game sense thing because I bet there's positioning stuff that you could do in 1 that you can't do in 2, and it's vice versa. But the overall aspect of it is the same because when you're playing a support and there's no other tank, there's no diva to your Winston to go peel another direction, you can get away with a lot more stuff in Overwatch 2.
Yeah. Have we covered most of this?
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me look at my notes.
Your notes.
Notes.
So far, the only things on here that we haven't covered are the tier list, comps, and I'll save that last point for when we're almost done.
So do the tier list.
Yeah, we can do tier list next.
Ball is us too.
You think so?
All right. So the
I'm kidding.
bias tier list.
I'm
is coming
kidding.
in.
The based tier list.
All right. The real S tier is soldier.
I think
Okay,
I think
yeah.
it's soldier, and then most like I'm trying to think. I think
Just
soldier.
throw your character in there. You know you want to.
I think he is, man. I'm sorry. I think Lucio is S tier.
Just for value, you can't die.
Is there a tank that would belong in S tier? I feel like no tanks are S tier.
No,
No, I don't think so.
they're all pretty balanced.
Yeah.
A tier, I think, would be a lot of the dive tanks minus Winston,
And Orisa.
Orisa.
Absolutely.
and then like Orisa Rhine.
I wouldn't even put Diva up there.
Oh yeah, a
She's
Diva
like
doesn't.
B.
I would
Diva
put
doesn't feel good.
Zarya up there though.
Zarya, Orisa, and then Doom. Ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll put Ball in A tier for him.
He's not bad.
No, he's not horrible.
S minus.
I
Better than Monkey and Diva.
definitely. Yeah. However, that
Still-
3-second defense matrix is.
I haven't played Monkey, but I still have a gut feeling that you cannot play Monkey without an off tank in its current state.
I think he's too fragile.
Yeah.
Is the main reason.
Like you need a pocket.
I think the bigger problem is they gave him a ranged ability but forgot to add the range. That thing does not shoot very far.
I haven't played it, but
It's
he
not-
just seems
it does
weak
not
to me.
go very far. So you know Dorado, the
Mhm.
second point high ground?
Yeah.
I was sitting up there and you know how the defenders come back and there's like that giant opening?
Yeah.
There was somebody on the far side of that. Like here's the
Yeah. So
here's the
they were
doorway.
over here. You guys were over here.
Here's
Yeah.
the doorway, and then they were like right there, and I was on the high ground, and it wouldn't reach. I was like, well, "What is the point of this thing?" Monkey
Brain
no,
damage.
It's. I was excited because
I mean,
ranged ability.
It
for
seemed
Monkey
it
makes
seemed
sense.
really cool because the way that you were able to weave it into your dives.
Yeah, that was
seemed-
the best part.
It seemed to add another level to Winston that I think he's like really needed, but I don't think that he'll beat Doomfist once players start getting good at Doom, just because of his kit
And Ball.
and Ball, just because
Ball
Ball
just
can
has
live.
more HP.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You
Alright,
go
ball
in,
player.
you come out with 1200
I was gonna say,
HP.
speaking of HP, how many? Because I know they buffed it back up to 100 per player now.
So you can get. So you're
think I've
starting at
gotten-
700.
I think I've
You
gotten
can get
to
an additional
1100.
5.
You can get an additional 6.
Can you get an additional
Yeah,
6?
because it's when you press E, it's 100 automatically, and then 100 for every hero
Oh.
that you're around. So you can go in and get out with what is it? 7 plus 6, 1300
I
HP.
think the highest I've gotten was like 11 or 12.
But 1300 HP, 200
They're
of
not
which
bad.
are shields, and then
Well, technically it's not
600
shields. It's the
armor.
Armor.
200,
No, it
200
no,
is
it would,
armor,
it would be
and
the
then
over health. or
600
whatever
is
it
over health, and then 200 is shields, and his shields are oppressive. I still feel like
Armor.
Sorry, armor is still
Learn your
oppressive.
terms.
Is
Armor
Is it armor? In
Yeah,
Overwatch
armor is
too?
the yellow health.
Armor's yellow. They still have armor and shields and all that.
Well, I was talking about like the
Armor's-
adaptive.
Armor's
the
OP as fuck.
everything that adds on now is overheal. Is overhealth.
So like
Briggs,
Rally,
all,
Beat,
Lucio, Ball,
Yeah,
Ball.
shields.
everything like
Doom.
that.
I feel like that's why Arisa's so good too. It's because of her armor.
Yeah, when she presses shift, she gets that buff. So what do we have?
That's why she just
That's
doesn't
the A
die.
tier.
So
for
that's the A
tanks.
tier. Is Doom in A tier?
Yeah.
I agree.
I think so too, but
I would
just,
put all
I don't
tanks
know.
in A tier besides Winston, and then I would
And
put
Diva.
and
and
Diva.
Diva.
I'd
Yeah.
drop Diva to a B. Because she's still better than Winston, but Winston's just hot garbage.
Yeah.
I would say Hog has a hard time keeping utility.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I've completely forgot about Roadhog.
There you go.
Yeah.
I think he has his place, though.
See, I don't.
Probably B tier.
Probably.
He doesn't have the survivability.
Let's just
It's
rank the tanks. Let's not add DPS.
We'll rank
none-
tanks right
none
now?
are S tier.
not no tanks are S tier.
And then we have Ball, Doom.
Ball, Doom,
Zarya.
Ryan, Zar, Orisa.
You're putting Ryan.
Yeah, I'll put Ryan in A tier.
Yeah, Ryan does feel good.
Ryan
What
feels
about
really
Sig?
good, and that extra.
Sig, no one plays him because
Yeah.
people are just tired of him.
Yeah. That's all we've
I
been
saw
playing.
you play one game. What do you think?
I mean, he just feels the same.
Are we just putting like
He has
there-
his one shot back though.
Yeah, he does.
Are
have
we
his
just
one
putting
shot.
every tank in A tier but Winston and Diva?
I think so.
Winston, Diva, and Hog. I wouldn't put Hog in A tier.
So Hog is B with Diva, and then Monkey has the unfortunate C tier.
yeah,
That makes sense.
Monkey's definitely the worst tank out
Monkey
of
is
them
the
all.
worst.
And there's not
Ocean
much they can do
Monkey.
to fix that.
They ruined Ocean.
And
Monkey.
then, so after tanks, let's move to supports. Leave the largest group of them for last.
Yeah, that's way too many characters.
Yeah.
S tier is
Lucio
Lucio.
is S. Yeah.
S tier is definitely Lucio.
Absolutely.
Probably Moira,
I
just because of her kit.
would put
I
Moira
don't think
below
her
Lucio,
heals.
but I think that she's also up there.
Survivability and the fact that she can do a lot of the roster stuff.
Yeah. The next
Come on in
tier.
here, Hybe. Come talk about it.
Next tier.
You're a resident Moira
You
expert.
know more than this about me, so go get that chair.
He doesn't have to.
No,
If
he
you don't
has
want
to.
to, you don't have to.
Fancy chairs.
No.
No. Yes, no.
You can do whatever.
that
Yeah,
you
just
want.
take Carl's spot.
Should've joined the youth.
No, this is my
No,
chair.
I'm joking, Carl.
I warm this hoe up.
Once again,
My
I'm.
hair before I get on TV.
Absolutely fucking
You're
sexy.
beautiful. You're beautiful. Get in here.
Is it just us four in here?
Yeah. No.
Yeah, everybody fucking love. I think Noah's still here. Noah, we fucking love you.
Everyone else left. Damn.
We're
Damn.
staying here. At least I am.
Hi.
Anyways,
Hello, my name is Delvey Hybertshausen. I am residential
Moira
captain of
expert?
the JV team because I'm too bad for varsity usually.
you say that like you haven't been playing with us. the
He's quite
entire
literally in the
offseason.
varsity stack.
Oh, right. Sorry, I forgot.
He also forgets everything. There's
I
that.
forgot what I was saying.
we were talking about ranking.
Why is Moira S tier?
Right. Anyway,
Supports.
with Mora, just from playing games today and trying her out on the servers, she's felt really good, and it's easy value even, but like it's just consistent heals. There's no threat to your life usually because your fate is just one of the best abilities in the game, escapability.
Plus that additional jump they gave to her in live.
If
That's the
somebody's
best
trying
thing
to
ever.
kill you, you just hit that button and you're alive. And damage orbs right now with the way the meta's been going, it's just one orb can just do a chunk to somebody. Like if you throw that at like a Widow who's trying to hold a sight line or somebody down a hallway, you can take him out of that angle completely because that one orb is scary enough to make them want to back up because that could do like a solid 3/4 of their health.
I was like, I really hadn't played her.
Nice.
I mean, he's out here thinking about it. I like it.
You're not going to be the
He has
most
played it.
impactful. Like it's heals and damage. If that's what your team needs, you are going to do a damn good job at it.
I mean, I think her main place is in Rush.
Yes, I'm running up with the rest of the team. There's nobody else I'd
Orisa
rather
Rush?
go on,
Orisa
especially
Rush.
with all the
Only
flankers in
Orisa
the
Rush.
game.
That's the only thing we need in life is a Rush.
Who, Ryan who?
With
Yeah.
the lack of peel from that second tank and all the CC, it's really hard to keep yourself alive on support anymore, and that just makes more survivability that much more valuable because there's such a lack of it.
Wow.
All right,
Insightful.
So S tier was
Lucio.
Moira Lucio.
Well,
Well,
Lucio Moira.
Lucio Moira, of course.
A tier.
The worst 2 supports became the best 2.
8.
Incredible.
Anna.
Anna's definitely 8
Anna's
tier.
definitely second.
Anna's like a situational one almost.
No, she's fun and good.
Well, like the thing is,
Anti is better. now.
Mercy.
oh, if you hit him, if you hit
Mercy's
an anti,
definitely
you
in
win
there.
the fight.
Dude, those antis though.
Mercy's also an A tier. which
Looking
is
at
weird to say.
Looking at Anna, I almost want to put her in 2 ranks. I'd want to put her like S tier and then B tier at the same time, but for different scenarios.
So let's just average that out and put her in A tier.
Yeah.
well, like I want to like it's like
A
two
it
different-
is.
two different-
Yes,
two
sir.
different game states. One is when the
We're talking
supports are
overall.
being focused, and then one where the supports can stay in the back without pressure. With pressure, Ana is much worse because you're not getting any peel. You're just an old elderly woman
Well,
who a bunch of young
assuming
rebellious
the
kids
normal
can-
We're-
game. The normal game, the normal amount of
Grandma's
pressure.
gonna get folded.
She's A tier.
Yes.
That is her biggest downfall is like getting pushed.
Yeah,
If you leave an Ana alone, though, she's
But-
gonna get the most value in the game.
I
So,
think-
Anna Mercy.
Mercy's A tier, and the main reason behind that is not only do you still have the effectiveness of Blue Beam, which is just, let's be honest here,
Dumb.
all
Dumb.
DPS players know. Oh, give me perk, give me pocket, Mercy.
Me pocket.
I need pocket.
Genji, best thing ever.
But on top of Blue Beam just being as nuts as it already is, that res
Yeah, Rez is so much more impactful.
is nuts, and plus I think it's easier to get it off too.
Are they
Yeah.
still planning on getting rid of Rez? Because I know they were talking about that.
I have no
Well,
clue.
With this beta, probably not. Because a lot of Mercy's players are probably happy.
That's
That's
fair.
like, oh, Mercy is good.
Me fly.
Who else do we have? Brig?
We have
Briggs
Brig.
Brig and A?
Briggs and A, like, I guess niche A.
You think
because
Brig would be an A tier? I'd put her in B.
she does crazy damage with her bash? Like, I actually like the bash better because I feel like a lethal weapon.
Did she one-shot Tracer again?
Yes.
That's a big skill thing. Like, usually the Tracer's not going to sit there and let you do it. But really, she's amazing at confirming kills now. So, like, if you're in the middle of a brawl, I mean, Briggs is honestly a
I
good
will say
pick.
chasing people down with Brig is kind of fun.
So what I'm hearing here is a Lucio Brig death ball.
We're not.
I
bringing that
think it's
back.
actually a pretty good
No.
way to roll.
Nope. Not bringing that one back.
But that was glory days.
Anna Mercy, Brig. I would throw Zen in there.
He's just too frail.
I think he's too frail to be put in A
You
tier.
guys just suck at him.
Discord is really good, but I think he's just
This game
Too fragile.
Push.
Flankers are too good
Push
for him right now.
Zenze. He has to be.
You think so?
It's just a team deathmatch,
I guess.
and you're winning the team fight with more damage.
I mean, I guess if you're just cracked it, yeah, we could put him in A.
Then you throw somebody who's like cracked on Tracer or Genji at him though. and
Yeah,
he's
but
just
let's be
cannon
honest here.
fodder.
You have like
And
you
then
have
stick with your team.
you have Suna versus Jonak. Who wins that?
Trick
Right now,
question.
I think
the game
Suna.
never ends. They, yeah. Well, he didn't die. He
There's
just
just
retired.
not enough CC or any kind of peel in the game to stop all these flankers at once. I feel like with how good they've been,
There's
like
only
just a
max
soldier
of
on
two
the cold.
flankers.
Still, like they are pretty good
I don't know.
flankers, and then you have Lucio's rolling around
Other
everywhere.
than Doom, 3 flankers. 4 flankers.
I'm flanking quite a bit as
There's
Lucio.
a max of 5 flankers.
I was on and
The entire team just
yeah,
flanking.
the entire team ran down on midway or whatever.
No, yeah, it was Midtown because they went right side, just and completely bypassed us all.
They rolled me.
So I think Zen deserves A.
I could see it.
Who's next?
So we've done Lucio, Moira,
Was Bap the
Ana,
last
Zen,
one?
Brig.
Bab's the only one.
Bap,
F tier.
F tier.
If you-
I'd give him.
yeah, sure.
I'd give him a D for being niche in certain situations. Because if your
I'd
team's
give
still
F
playing
tier.
together, you still get the good healing. But that's on a very select few maps. And then Lamp's Lamp.
Let that
so.
in. But anyways,
Who's here?
Bap is F tier.
I
Worst.
Just give him a D for the fact.
I
that he has
think
a
D
kit.
tier just because
D because Immor
Immor
is still Immor.
Immor is still Immortality Field, and like
But other than that, he's F tier.
Who?
Bap.
What a
Well,
lovely
we
looking
said
young
he's D for
gentleman.
immortality.
You are really looking styling.
He just seems useless.
I've never
He
heard
is.
somebody compliment trash, but thank you.
let's give it a second. 'Cause Ben's walking over here.
Howdy. You're in frame.
Ben?
No.
No, come on.
No.
You're really missing a lot of the party here. That was sarcasm
What?
because nobody's
Huh?
fucking here anymore.
Yeah, welcome to the party.
Yeah, people have no spirits.
What were we talking about?
Bap being horrible. D tier.
Yeah, I can't put him in F just because of Immortality.
Immor
Field.
is still Immor, but other than that, he's pretty useless.
Gonna use window.
For
Unpush.
yourself. It is 100% just for you.
It just-
Well, I still feel like
There's
on
no.
Yeah, no.
It's just for you. I played
Well,
2 games as Bap on
you think
push.
so?
It's just for you. The best use for when I play Bap on push, the best thing to do is you're stalling in a fight, you just pop window and start beaming people. That's about. He's just another damage dealer,
I could
which
see
makes
it.
him a horrible support.
All right,
He's a less
DPS
effective.
time.
Zen.
on to the DPS.
Soldier S tier. That's the only one.
Let me pull up the listing
Maybe
here.
Genki, because I'm biased.
Literally.
I think there's a counterplay for Genji still.
Every DPS is at least B tier. There really isn't a bad one. I mean, Torb. We never saw one Torb here, but I
saw
don't
one
think
Sim.
he'll be that bad.
Sim didn't feel good in any regards.
Widow felt great. All things
Well, she has
aside,
200 HP now,
gun
so
sounds just make every DPS character better.
yeah, she has 200 HP, so she got buffed.
I can't find it.
Honestly, I
Well-
think Sim would be a C tier.
All of us
Or lower.
know what S tier is. Yes,
Yes, soldier.
Soldier
Just
definitely.
soldier, no shields, and
I would put
straight
Tracer
up-
close to it, but I don't know if I would put her in S tier.
No,
Not with the
I
lower
don't think
damage.
she's- I don't think she's as powerful as that.
Ash.
I don't think Ashe is really that good. There's just better snipers.
Like I said
right
earlier,
now.
the whole like new engine with the precision hit scan, it's funky.
That's crazy.
So she feels weird. She's still a good character. Like Dynamite's still really good. Bob is
just-
still really.
So would we
meltable.
put her in A?
There's
Yeah.
just no reason to play anything else other than soldier and sojourn.
That's true.
And speaking of her Dynamite, teams aren't near as grouped up as they used to be.
Yeah.
So you're getting less alt charge already, plus less alt charge because you're not hitting.
She's still
That many people.
She's still pretty good.
Without a
tier.
pocket, she's not that appealing though. When you could have a
Low
Kree
A
with
tier.
that extra burst. From
Ash is
his
very
thing.
low A tier.
She's
Low?
really good.
I mean, anyone who's just good at clicking heads is going to be good at Ash.
Same thing with Cass.
Is that the Bastion? I think?
Cass's name
That is the
actually
Bastion you
really
see.
good. You
Bastion's
can
A
win
tier.
at any 1v1.
Bastion is definitely A tier.
Bastion is A tier.
The fact that you can,
Now for ranking on the scariest hero, based off jump scares, he's S tier.
but just based on being able to move in turret form, his
Yeah.
alt being good for like control points, and being able to turn your like sticky grenade into a movement ability is
Jump just.
just being able to jump flank on Bastion. Like say if you have a mercy pocket and just beam kids away is so
Having
fun.
played Overwatch 1 for as long as we have, that's just something I never wanted to see. Is a flying Bastion.
But now that I've seen it, I thoroughly enjoy it. Honestly,
Going back to his all, I know nobody's really gone into it, but
It's
are we going to talk about how disgustingly good this is going to be into like a Grav or like a Harisa's new alt?
just like drop 3 of them into a grav. Yeah,
One of them's enough to be lethal.
Yeah.
This is something that nobody's going to be surviving.
Well, I saw a clip from Flats and Emong when Emong got sped in as Arissa. Arissa ulted and Flats Bastion ulted on top of it, and they got a team wipe.
It's It's the new
think
grab
the
dragons, I think.
Grab type alts have gotten better.
No, I
Because
agree.
like EMP now, even if you just grab EMP, you're still doing what, 20% of their health?
Yeah.
Just gone like that.
Just gone right off the rip.
Yeah, it's who's Sombra Hanzo. You just instantly pop the 20%, then you just throw dragons at him, just cause.
I keep
Cassidy.
forgetting EMP takes
Cassidy's
damage away.
next. How do we feel about that no stun, guys?
So good.
He feels very lethal.
He's a good duelist.
Sticky grenade is
He's A tier.
I think all you want to do on Cass is solo out one of their DPS or supports and take that duel.
I
Force
think
the
we
duel.
move Ash to B tier.
Ash is not
I'm
on the
okay with
same
that.
level as Cass.
She makes sense in B,
yeah.
but
Compared
compared to Cass, then yeah.
definitely B tier.
I mean, just like he was in Overwatch 1, he's a very basic character, so there's really not much to talk about with him. He just has a grenade now instead of a stun. And the grenade... It really hurts when your tank runs right into you, Carl.
I did that 4 times in a row.
Yep. We're all onto me.
Don't worry, I also got hit by it a few times.
This dude gets stuck, and then on the 4th time, he's like, wait, does it stick to me like Tracer Bomb? I'm like, yes. It has hit me 4 times.
I was wondering why it said
I'm a
stuck
little
in big
tired
letters.
of hitting it with it.
No, I knew it stuck to me. I just didn't know if it damaged anyone else.
Echo?
Of course, it's an AoE.
How do
Brain damage.
how do we feel about Echo now with the change to her alt instead of going
Oh,
up
I
to
haven't
the
tried
going
copying
up
a
to the
tank. I haven't
tank's
copied a tank.
HP? You just only gain 100 extra.
Just how lethal her kit is, she can't go below B. High B.
Honestly, you can rank that character without even her considering her ultimate because her bombs
Her
and her
kit
damage
alone
is
just nuts.
she's just a better Pharaoh.
Honestly,
She's A tier.
and her
she
ult
I think
for
she'll
DPS
always
is
be
still
A tier just with her
fine.
kit.
Always be A tier with that kit. Yeah, it's similar to Overwatch 1. S tier.
All right, Shane. Genji. What do you think about Genji here?
He's A tier.
You've been playing him majority of the day. A tier.
He's A tier.
I mean, he's just the same Genji
I
he
love
was,
him.
right?
Yeah, he's the exact same character. But I mean, it's really hard to rank anything higher than A because Soldier exists.
True. Soldier is
You
just
can't compare
insane.
anything else to Soldier right now.
There is some good ways to counter Genji still. Beams just kind of kill him. You can't really deflect
I
out
will
of
say
that.
the biggest downfall that I've experienced with Genji, everyone is more spread out, like you said. It hurts Genji because
It's harder to get
trying
those
to
nice
deflect,
blades.
trying to deflect not even the blade. Like I've tried to deflect a Kree shot at me or something, and then I just get donked by an Ana right beside me. I'm like, where did you come from? But yeah, everyone being spread out, you would think with his dash is like, oh, it's easy. It's
Yeah.
like, nah, it's tougher.
Did they give him 2 dashes?
It's picking up too much.
What?
Does he have 2 dashes now?
No.
No,
Okay.
it's
I heard
just
there
it's
might have
it's
been a
the
change
exact
like
same
that.
thing where you kill someone, you get your dash reset. So we went from Genji. Let's talk about his brother here.
The older one?
Yeah, the older one, the one that
B.
thought he killed him.
Pretty B.
Hanzo.
He's mid.
Mid. I haven't played him yet. I kind of want to.
His storm arrow got nerfed damage wise.
Does it still have the ricochet though?
Yeah.
There's
Oh.
not near as many tanks to blow up anymore.
Yeah, that's like he said.
That was the main usefulness of Hanzo in the
Yeah, he's not
Overwatch
a.
one.
There's no tanks to tank bus, so he's B.
If you're skilled with him, he can shoot up to an A.
He obviously
but
shoots
for the
logs
majority
still,
of people, it's
There's
still a
that.
B.
but yeah, he's.
He's Hanzo. It's in B. Now, I know we saw a bit of
Brock.
Junkrat today in Pugs. Is he just as annoying as ever, or what do you guys think?
These maps really do help him
I agree.
with the amount of corners in these new maps.
He's just able to.
He feels
Junkrat
good.
is annoying.
Absolutely.
Where,
yeah.
where would we put him in A?
Hey,
Hey.
Would it be
And
like
the
a
sound
high
design.
A or a low A?
The sound design
it really map dependent.
when you're inside.
When the new maps high A. Yes, his sounds are amazing, Carl.
Boom.
But
Boom.
like
Boom.
if you go back to the open maps where he's still A, but like not.
Tyre is
Not as good.
crazy.
Tyre
now.
is crazy,
Even if you
yes.
get just 2, it's basically.
But I also
team-set.
wouldn't just rank Tyre
Listen.
off of the Junkrat we were playing against Tires because even in Overwatch 1, that man consistently gets 3
Yeah.
4K tires.
We played with an Overwatch or a Junkrat one trick today, so
Just,
there was that.
oh, I got absolutely ran down by a Junkrat. It was
May,
amazing. May is the next one here.
Nano May, 200 damage per second beam.
I'm not going to lie to you. May still having piercing on her primary fire makes secondary fire worthless.
It's
in my
very
opinion.
Secondary fire has
situational,
its
though.
place though.
You think so?
I love secondary fire.
But I'm just like, if you're in a brawl, if you're in a
Yeah.
brawl, I don't see a reason to use
Oh no,
secondary fire.
brawl comp? No, you just freeze people. Freeze.
Yeah, you can slow.
Any map with close quarters or or tight chokes where everybody needs to come through one place, she's amazing on. 'Cause if you can get them all grouped up, oh my god,
hate you.
I'm leaving. I'm leaving.
It didn't. I was playing Reinhardt on King's Row, and I was getting walled off almost every fight. It still didn't feel as horrible. Not actually
The
getting froze
walls.
now.
The wall feels less important.
Yeah.
I think the wall also seems more fragile. It drops.
Yeah.
quicker.
Map.
Yeah.
Like Hybe said, maps are open, so wall isn't
Maps
really
are
that
also
good.
higher.
Yeah.
I would put her at a B tier.
We have
B. Yeah.
what
B?
Circuit Royale, whatever that one was.
With the
I'd say
The three
B.
high grounds.
Yeah.
On second point. Where it
Yeah.
just
What are you
goes
gonna use
bonk,
her
bonk.
on? What are you just gonna wall your team up?
I
It
feel like
doesn't
the
reach that
only-
You
high.
won't even reach that.
Yeah, it doesn't even reach it.
No,
I would put her
think
B
wall
tier.
is
B.
less. Yeah. Yeah, B. May's a B.
Low B,
High B.
high B,
High B.
mid B.
High B?
High B. She's a high B.
Oh, me. Hi.
All right. So how do we feel about like the pharma?
Worse Echo.
The Pharma?
Pharma.
Always been a worse.
Well,
Echo.
I said pharma because let's be honest here, no one's running a Pharah without a mercy.
Yeah, true.
But we're ranking based on characters,
Yes.
which means she's awful.
I would put her alone. I would put her at
C.
C. If with the mercy pocket, I'd put her to high B.
Well, if we're talking every character with a mercy pocket, then
You got to think
everyone's
about
S tier.
Well, I understand. I'm just
No,
Pharah is.
her by herself is a pretty good C. Not
I can
good.
see it. I mean, it's the same Pharah.
even the farmer. See, I don't even think I want to put it in B anymore.
I
Because
didn't
it's
like
an
running it.
opportunity cost.
I
Your
didn't
mercy
like
could be
running it.
doing. Your mercy could be having uptime on anybody else rather than pretty much being on your Pharah 24/7.
Yeah, pharmacy was just not effective.
You're basically
No, it
playing a
wasn't.
Because I was the
4v5.
mercy one time in a pharmacy comp, and it just like the kill feed was like they were getting picks, but like it just didn't feel anything. Like, it
I
didn't feel like
can
anything.
completely agree with that being the mercy in a pharmacy count today as well.
Yeah, it was
it
just like
just
they were
didn't
hitting
feel that
shots.
impactful.
They were contributing to the fight, but just nothing happened.
Unless you're Jesus Ansa. Unless you're Yezin.
Okay, one tricks.
But one tricks are always just. Gonna
I would
be-
mercy any day for that man.
Shut up. Reaper's next.
Reaper's next.
He feels good.
Evan
I
talked
played
about
a
him.
game on.
He just got nerfed into the ground, kind of.
Not really.
Reaper?
He still feels good.
He still
he has
feels-
a shotgun, so it's not
I mean-
going to be accurate. There should be no.
He's a really
Your
good ball pick.
perspective is a ball player.
There shouldn't. It should be a shotgun. It should be very wide.
I
unless
don't
you're
think
right
that
up
you
there.
should be-
Slug shotguns exist in the world.
That's
right?
true, but
I don't think that
Reaper
you
doesn't
should be
have
able
slug
to
shotguns.
snipe people with Reaper.
yeah,
I think
He's a Widowmaker.
High B.
I would put him as high B as well.
Yeah.
He's really good in those.
high B. Yeah.
High B.
Especially without stun, like the majority of stuns, his
Yeah.
ult is crazy.
His
now.
ult is insane because
Yeah.
we were relying on a Orisa javelin in order to hit him.
There really is no answer for it other than the tank. Your tank is actually I think the tank counters Reaper now instead of Reaper countering the tanks because they have all the tools to deal with it
What a
now.
turn. What a turn.
The turns
Oh, the
really
turns
have tabled.
I feel like the biggest way to counter the Reaper though is just the ult tracking.
I think focus too. Like if you can keep him out of the fight before he gets into it, like you pressure him out before he can, like he has to fade out before the fight even begins. That's the best way to keep him off your team for most of the game. But if you let him go unchecked, he's gonna walk through and at least get one pick.
No, I
Sombra.
completely agree with that. How we feeling about little Miss Hacky Lady, Sombra?
She's only because we are Overwatch 1 players. She is only good because we think hack is still 7 seconds.
I mean, technically
The
it
amount
is,
of time that I get hacked and my pea-sized brain is just like can't use any of my abilities.
Resident Ball OTP here. Overwatch 1 Sombra banned my existence. Overwatch 2 Sombra doesn't do anything to me at all.
Her hack is literally just a damage boost for her. That's all it is now.
And a
now,
wall- and a wall hack, that's
something
it.
that I can say is when playing Reinhardt against her, though, she does feel kind of oppressive because she just sits there and hacks you over and over again and beams your ass
Just don't
down.
get hacked.
Yeah. I'd put her in B.
Yeah.
Low B though, I wouldn't put her high
Low.
B.
It's very. She's just like you would think with what her kit does now, just the infinite hacks basically
Mhm.
for like her damage boost. Like especially like for a Reinhardt, you can still put your shield up after 1 second,
Yeah.
and then like get healed. So really, the damage boost is like you have to be really good with Sombra's gun.
Yeah, no, Sombra's a very skill-intensive hero now.
I think really she's best with people, or best of, excuse me. I think her best use right now is punishing people that are out of position. Because if somebody's out of the position and they can't get to cover when they're hacked, that 40% increase combined with her Titan spread, there's a good chance they're just dead.
Yeah, you do melt anyone under 250 HP.
Yeah, you do.
I think flank watch is actually really good for too, because like if there's like a soldier running around and you get a hack off on him while you're invisible still, if he has nowhere to
So,
go, you can easily melt him.
The
down right
flanking
there.
hero became the anti-flank hero.
Yeah.
Now,
I think she has a place there.
this really isn't like competitively viable, but I was playing her on the Toronto map for push, and I was using her to stall point, and I was staying invisible and making myself detected for like a half a second and just watching the enemy team do circles. It was hilarious. I loved doing it. It wasn't effective. Like I pretty much threw the game, but it was funny as hell.
As usual. Sojourn would be right there.
So we can do Sojourn next.
I think she's like low A.
See, oh Soldier. Oh, I thought we were talking about Sim.
No, Sojourn.
Sojourn, she's like low A or high B.
That disruptor grenade really carries her
It
kit.
carries her. Without that, she's pretty bad.
I
She has a
agree.
one shot though. That's got to
It's
be an A for me.
Not as useful as like a Widow.
I feel like once people get the hang of it, it'll be there because I played a match where I was just casually walking on by.
And
Didn't
got
even-
one
didn't-
tap
I-
by Hydro.
Yep, Hydro just walked around the corner, blasted me in the head, back to the spawn room.
Yeah, that happened to me. But
I would
still-
put her A
still
tier.
want
I wouldn't
A.
put her S tier. No way.
No.
I
low
think
A.
there's going to be a learning curve for
low
it.
A, very low A.
Out of all of the character releases, they've always been busted when they come out. Sojourn feels pretty balanced,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
except for her, maybe for her E, but I feel like that's still pretty balanced because you can just walk out of it.
Yeah, it's not that big of a slow. It's really the best use
It's
I've
the
seen
problem
of
when
it.
she throws it at you and then starts to focus you.
Yeah.
Yeah. The best use I've seen for it is either A, as a defensive ability to save yourself, or B, use it as area denial.
Yep.
And
I
like
love
smaller
using it
chokes.
as like, or I see a Reinhardt pushing him, I'm like, just don't. Just don't do that.
Yeah, it's a little, let's not.
Let's stop. We're walking at me, please. Low A.
Yeah.
I'd agree.
Sim.
What do we think about Symmetra?
Hype says C. I would agree.
Yeah.
I would
mean,
agree.
I haven't seen her played much. Just like
One
Torb.
game.
I mean,
like
she
one
still
game.
she still has her multiple charge beam.
Yeah.
She's still Symmetra.
So I mean, she'd be good in the brawl comps for getting places fast, but that would really be her only. That's her niche. That's what
There's-
she's good at.
There's no shields really in the game for her to charge off of, which was one of her
That's
big
Yeah,
strengths.
that is true.
She
I didn't
can't
think about
farm
that.
off shields or tanks. So get it. You like
If they have a
theoretically that
Reinhardt,
max
though,
beam is amazing.
you can
but
pull out the sim.
Yeah, but I don't think that's warranted enough to put her into A
No,
tier
not
or
at
B
all.
tier at that. To be honest with you,
Circuit Royale is anything.
I could see that.
No, she's definitely C tier, but like,
I would put her on the very edge of C and B though,
yeah, high C tier.
because I mean it's Sim. We all know Sim.
She's
It's
fun.
TP and then
Beam people.
Fry.
Circuit Royale is going to be the
TP
new
microwave.
Hanamura. There's going to be sim strats just for that map, and that's the only map she's ever played on.
Is that the Torbjorn? next?
Nah, that's the Torbjorn.
I haven't seen a single Torb.
Everybody but Widowmaker get your
No
honor.
comment.
I haven't seen a single.
get your
We are putting him in the literally don't know tier.
Yeah, I have no clue. I haven't seen him.
haven't seen
I
one
think
Torb
I
player.
think his turret is gonna be nuts if they haven't nerfed it.
One, and it was not good.
It wasn't good?
I didn't feel a thing.
I haven't seen it.
I think they swapped so quick. That's it.
I don't know. He's
That's not
We
enough
don't-
play
yeah,
time
it's
though.
not.
I have no clue.
I didn't play him.
he
so
was
how would I-
not. He's non-existent right now. I don't.
I mean, we could sit here and speculate.
I mean, once Kurt gets some good hours on Overwatch 2, we can go ask the expert here.
Yeah.
But until then,
But-
there's zero other people that ever play Torbjorn anymore.
I think his turret
Speculation
is gonna be good because no.
Turret's gonna carry the kid.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Sorry, Daddy Torb.
Yeah.
Haven't done much.
He's. There's nothing we can go off.
Don't know tier. Tracer.
T Racer.
T Racer's pretty.
Her new
funny,
voice. Her
so
new
she's
spawn
A.
voice line sucks. I hate it.
But to be fair, I don't know how I feel about a lot of the voice lines in the game because any hero I
Edge
play just
Celerando.
talks too much. Like, why is Lucio screaming back off every single time I use boop?
Because why not?
That's great.
Anyways, Tracer.
But Tracer.
She's A.
No CC.
Tracer's high A, in my
Absolutely.
opinion.
Yeah.
Wreak havoc. Like Aaron Keller said,
Yeah.
a Tracer can just wreak havoc.
I would
and
put her at the exact same spot I would put Genji.
You get SBB in your backline
better.
on Tracer.
Genji's better.
GG's.
I think Genji's better just because his ult is better.
True.
Yeah.
Pulse bomb kind of. If you don't hit it, it sucks.
Yeah. And it's not that easy to hit.
You're completely self-sufficient on Tracer too. Like, if you really know what you're doing,
No,
you just
we-
use health packs occasionally in recall. You do not need any help from your team, which allows them to do whatever they want to. So you might have the Zen Brig that can hardly give you any help. Shit, you get one pack, that's all you need. So all the rest of the resources that are very scarce already can still go to the rest of your team.
Yes.
How do we feel about our last, but certainly not least, DPS hero?
Hit
Widow.
your shots and you're A.
Widowmaker.
She got 200 HP back.
She did.
She was so fun to play. I enjoyed it.
I really enjoy Widow
I
in
touched
live,
her.
and I'm probably gonna try some of her later tonight. I really haven't played her that often, but I think I played one game on her. She felt really nice to play, and I attribute a lot of that to just her sound design
Yeah.
because
No, yeah.
her kit is literally the same thing, and it just feels so much nicer to
Doesn't she
play.
have 2 Venom Mines? Like
No,
you
she-
can have 2 out.
She only has one. Does she?
Well,
Only
like
one.
you only
Only
get
one?
one,
Only
but
one.
you can put 2 out, right?
I have no clue.
I have no
Pretty sure
clue.
that's the change they made to her. But anyways, 200 HP. Yeah.
She feels great.
It just
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Good
I mean, I
experience.
get why they nerfed her because she was really stupid in Overwatch 1. But this game just feels like everyone's faster. So
No, I agree. I think if you're really good at Widowmaker, you're going to be able to actually get value and not be a hindrance.
But as,
to your
as open
team.
as the maps as we say the maps are,
There's
there
a
are a
lot
lot
of
of
cover.
closed maps too.
there
they
are, yes.
added a lot of cover to every
Yeah.
map. Like Dorado. First point has like 2 new cars on just the first street.
And then the second point has that like wall right outside
Yeah.
of the
so like
gate.
they add a lot of cover now, which makes Widow less viable, but still she has her value. She's
I'd
good.
probably put her B.
high
B
B.
tier. High B.
Yeah.
High B.
High B.
High B.
I mean, there's still those people out there that are just on a new level with Widow. So I'll put her low A just because of the ceiling on her.
Is that all of them?
A good Widow just completely cuts off a line of sight.
We can.
Pushes F tier.
I'd put it at D. I don't
It
think
had
it's
its
F.
moments,
It's
D.
fun. I think
There's-
I think it's better.
In this game, there's nothing F tier.
I think push is gonna. I think we're gonna figure out with push. It's a map that needs to be played completely differently. Like there'll be a whole new meta for it. Like you know how there used to be map dependent metas where like on. Yep.
Well, push is very team. Like if you're not playing that with the team, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
It's a horrible experience.
And on it, when you're not playing it with the team, it blows. Like
Yes.
I think I've had more fun getting shit stomped on 2CP than I have getting shit stomped on
Push.
push.
What's
Not-
the 3? Or are we just ranking push because it's the new one?
Push hybrid Esco.
The other ones just kind of feel the same. To
Yeah,
me.
the other ones are just the exact
No
same.
Koth is S tier.
I think I've only played one Koth map, and that was Ilios.
They're all the same. The old ones are all the same.
Koth
Yeah.
It's just
feels
the new one.
Koth feels
New
so
one's
good
weird.
5v5.
It
feels
does.
Yes.
absolutely great. It doesn't feel
Alright.
oppressive, doesn't
All
feel
right,
empty.
so
What's
that
the
leads
last
us.
one?
That
The
leads us
last
into
one.
our final talking point here.
The comps.
Should you play the game?
Oh.
Because we already talked about comps.
I guess we
Yeah.
What's everyone's?
Are we talking state it is in now?
Yeah.
No.
You don't think so?
No.
There's a lot of bugs.
It's
and it-
just
There are a decent amount of
not
bugs.
even talking about bugs. It's just Overwatch 1 with one less character.
It's literally just Overwatch 1
One
with
new
a
hero,
update
one less character.
we should have gotten.
2 years ago.
This is a patch note that they forgot in some dirty, dusty corner, and they suddenly were just like, "Oh shit, that's where the content went," and they just slapped it at us.
I really
But
do think
looking at
5v5
bugs.
is great for new players. But
So
if
do
you-
I.
If you're like a returning player or if you stuck with the game, it's mid. It's not that big of an improvement.
The beta right now, though, the bugs. During our
What, my
bugs today.
slanted UI as a soldier?
Yes. How about the fact that my HUD disappeared for a whole match?
Yeah.
Well,
Yes, that
that's
was
not
fun.
even as bad as the bug that I experienced last night. And because it's a beta, I feel like we really need to point this one out because this is the worst bug out of them all. I quite literally, and not just me, but my entire house got DOSed when I was playing customs last night. And it wasn't just like, oh, my internet went out. No, 8 out of our 14 players in Pugs got DOSed.
Nice. Good job, Blizzard servers.
Now, I think they'll fix it, hopefully, but
Nah.
that needs to be addressed. That's my biggest complaint so far.
Yeah.
I love it.
But I love it. I really do.
You love this game.
I'm on the copium because it feels good as one tank.
My honeymoon phase ended
I'm still on
after
it.
day one.
I am definitely still on it.
After day one, it already ended.
5v5 makes
think
me
it's
feel like
still
I can
good.
be unstoppable.
But I think part of our copium though, Carl, is coming from us playing mobility based heroes.
Yeah.
So
And appreciating the no CC.
no
meta.
CC, exactly. Because just no CC in general makes
I
our
think that's
hero.
why I like Genji now. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, I've always liked Genji, but there was no reason to play him in Overwatch 1 because you would just get 6 stuns thrown at you.
And then insta die. Yeah.
And then you would just swap off because why would you play him? But now that I actually can play the character, I'm having fun on Genji.
That is one thing I can say. I'm definitely having a
Yeah,
lot of fun
It's
with the
a
beta.
new game, and it
Yes.
gives me
I wouldn't give
an
it a new
enjoyable
game,
experience.
It's a new game plus.
It's something new other than running ranked Overwatch 1.
It's the best way I
It's
can
Resident
describe it.
Sleeper.
No more double shield.
You
Is a
say that,
win.
but after this month, we have to go back to that.
I'm actually going to switch over to Siege then. Goodbye, everybody. It's been nice knowing you.
All right, it was nice having
But
you.
having only one tank, I will say the saddest thing ever is that we will never have Flats and Emong as a tank duo again once Overwatch
We'll
2
never have
comes
Super
on.
and Smurf.
Super and Smurf is the real. And to be honest with you, it's not even Super and Smurf. It's Super and Choi or like Smurf and Choi.
Like, could we add like one option where it's like you can have one tank back and get rid of one DPS, just only if you have
That'd be
Reinzar.
too
though.
many-
You have to have Reinzar.
Too
Only
many
in the combo.
variations.
I just
But,
say
yeah.
give me a game mode without Rollock.
Yeah. Still
Five
5
tanks.
characters, just
Just
5.
Just 5 no limits. Which I think they're going to do. They're probably going to add it to arcade, more than likely.
I'm sure you could do it in a custom map right now.
I don't know if you could or not because you'd have to.
Oh, you can.
Can you?
Yeah, I joined a random this morning. I joined a random like custom. It was like quick play, no queue time.
Mm-hmm.
My team had 1 tank, 2 DPS, 2 support. The other team had 2 tanks and 1 damage and 2 support.
How did that feel?
Horrible. I hate double tank. This game
New Reinzar
for sure has
kicks
shown me
ass.
that double tank is horrible to
I
play
just-
against.
I want to. I want to figure out like how oppressive that would actually be. Just like Reinzar in Overwatch 2.
It wasn't
Fucking
even
stop the
Reinzar.
podcast.
What was
I'm
it?
hitting diamond
It
tonight.
was Hog Doom.
Oh my god.
It was horrible.
That sounds horrible.
We had Hog just running it down us, and then Doom would just. And we're dead.
The 2 DPS tanks. It's okay.
Yeah, I was like, why do you guys have 4 DPS? Sorry, 3 DPS.
I really want to go play goats right now.
Yeah. We can go play the game. We can call it there. That was fun.
That was fun. That was fun.
Game
Enjoyed
sucks.
it. I enjoy it.
No, it was a great game.
I enjoy it. But do we want to plug anything before we go? Give an outro.
Follow the stupid channel,
Please.
Thank
and I
you.
will get Landon. Never mind.
To hump the camera next time. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
If people were looking forward to that.
I'll just stitch the clip in.
Don't add me on Twitch. It's IB time.
Thank you.
Anyone
Goodbye.
else?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Join the
They're all
Discord.
linked in the description anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Goodbye. Good night.
Bye.